Hi, my name's Ming. First of all, I want to say I'm really honored to be invited to give a couple of talks in your Toastmaster club. And this video is just an attempt to kind of give an overview of what I'm going to talk about. And the main topic is using humor in your speech. And you probably wonder, can humor really be taught? Like, or if this guy is really gonna be able to teach humor. So let me tell you one thing. I'm probably the most qualified person to teach you about humor. Let me tell you why. I was a teacher myself. Not long ago, I was teaching computer science in DePaul University, and at the beginning, my class was so boring. Like students were making jokes like, if you go to Professor Liu's class, don't forget your pillow. So what I did to turn around the table is I started to tell a joke at the beginning of the class, the funniest joke I know. And it worked. Like everybody was looking at me tentatively. At the end of the class, even students that never ask questions run to me and ask, Professor, this question has baffled me the whole class. At the beginning of the class, were you trying to tell a joke? You see, I'm the kind of person that experience from not knowing anything about telling jokes, can never tell a joke, to today, I can tell a couple of funny jokes once in a while. So I know how to do it. I'm the most qualified person to teach you about that topic. So I'm gonna break my this humor talk into basically 4 parts. So I'm gonna give each of these sessions a little bit some examples. The first session, I'm going to talk about be personal. Telling personal story. The story I just told about me teaching is actually a good example. So, because you are most familiar with your personal story, it's the most authentic one. Those are the best material. Like I told people before I came to United States, I went to a school called University of Science and Technology of China, nicknamed University of Nerds and Dogs. I'm one of the biggest nerds. Like I remember I always have with me a huge journal. Like I wrote down everything. Like 10:30, go to library. 10:30, finish my homework. 10:30, find out my watch is broken. See, that's a little story to tell something about you, your experience and your characteristics. So very good direction to go to. Be personal. The second session I want to talk about is perspective. We all have different perspectives. If you can bring in your speech some of the little story that let people realize, oh, you're coming from a totally different perspective, everybody will appreciate that. Like one story I tell that before I came to United States, I was at a train station in Shanghai. On my left side is a sign in Chinese saying jumping on the rail is prohibited. On my right side is the Nike advertisement in English, just do it. So you're in a unique position, like right in the middle. So the good thing about telling your perspective is you constantly have your unique perspective. Like right now, my job is a patent attorney. So I'm in a position between technology and legal. So the language in these two worlds is almost like Chinese and English, and I'm in the middle. So that story can actually be a anecdote to describe what I'm doing now. Right? Okay, that's session 2, telling about perspective. Session 3, I want to talk about some technique of telling jokes. So the reason it happened to be 3 is one of the most obvious or popular technique of jokes is actually the comedy rule of 3. Like you group things into 1, 2, 3. The first 2 are kind of the same. The third one is the punchline. So that become a technique a lot of people will use. I'm gonna tell more technique than that. That's just one example of like Mark Twain said, there are 3 kind of lies, damn lies, and statistics. So that's an example 1, 2, 3. Anyway, the other example I can tell is actually has to be told in Chinese, like after get married, 结过婚的男人像我这样，就一般都是把小孩放在第一位，把老婆放在第二位，把自己放在无所谓。So that's a 1, 2, 3. Rule of 3. But there's more than rule of 3, this kind of technique in jokes. Like the more you read about jokes and think about comedy, there's this kind of format. And once you know this kind of format, you will be able to fit some of your story into that format. The format becomes a tool to better deliver your jokes. So that's session 3. Session 4, the final session, I'm thinking that I'm gonna wrap it all up with one message. One of the best message in my opinion is a saying in Chinese called 见子望月. Looking at the finger, forget about moon. 见子望月. So what it means is that when somebody pointed out the moon for you, don't linger your sight on the finger. Forget about the moon, because the moon is the ultimate goal. So telling joke is like the finger. It's a tool to tell the ultimate message. The ultimate message is the moon. Don't forget that humor is just one tool you have to make audience understand your message better. Your focus should always be the message or truth telling. As George Bernard Shaw once said that when a thing is funny, search it carefully. You can always find truth in it. So that's the kind of truth I think a lot of humorous story bring, and understand that will tie into your whole purpose of giving a speech. It's not gonna, your purpose is not making people laugh. Your purpose is let people understand your message, and that message is the moon, and humor is the finger. So don't forget about the moon by focusing too much on the finger. So that's the final message I want to give. So all these sessions, that's pretty much how I will organize my talk. So it's 4 sessions, but one of them can easily spin into 2 or 3, depends on how many examples we bring, or sometimes we can have some participation, almost like a workshop thing. So we can be flexible, but like I said, I'm honored to be invited to give this kind of talk, and I hope I can share something that useful with you, and looking forward to it. Thank you.